In the quiet hum of the control room, Dr. Linnea Hawthorne stood frozen, her eyes glued to the seismic imaging monitor. The data flickering before her was impossible, or at least it should have been. A rhythmic pulse emanated from Earth's core, unlike anything the team had ever detected. It wasn't the slow, chaotic churn of molten iron or the heat maps they'd come to expect. This was precise, intentional. "It's repeating," she whispered, her voice breaking the silence. The team of geophysicists and engineers around her paused their work to stare at the display. "What do you mean, repeating?" asked Raj Patel, her lead technician. She pointed to the waveform on the screen, her finger trembling. "This energy signature, it's a pattern. Look, frequency spikes every 7.3 seconds, consistent amplitude," and she leaned closer, scrutinizing the overlay. "It's releasing energy at rates far beyond natural decay. This isn't geothermal. It's controlled. Controlled." The word hung in the air like a thunderclap. Someone chuckled nervously, trying to dismiss the tension. "Are you suggesting the Earth's core is some kind of machine?" Raj's voice carried a mix of disbelief and awe. Linnea didn't answer immediately. She pulled up historical data for comparison, her fingers flying across the keyboard. As graphs and heat maps layered over one another, a picture began to form, one that defied every textbook they'd studied. "Not a machine," she finally said, her tone cautious but firm. "A reactor. A fusion reactor." The room erupted into a cacophony of voices. Someone muttered about conspiracy theories, while another demanded to know if the equipment was malfunctioning. Linnea stayed focused, letting them argue as she verified her findings. The readings didn't waver. After a few moments, she raised her hand. "Enough. Look at the data. This isn't an error." The room fell silent again. One by one, the team gathered around her workstation, their skepticism melting into curiosity. "If this is true," Raj said, his voice barely above a whisper, "then what does it mean? Did someone build it? Or something's?" Linnea hesitated. The implications were staggering. The idea that Earth itself might be powered by an ancient, alien-designed reactor buried deep beneath its surface was almost too much to process. But the evidence was undeniable. "We don't know yet," she admitted. "But if the core is artificial, it changes everything. Our understanding of geology, evolution, even life itself, it's all connected to the energy coming from down there." The gravity of her words settled over the team. They all knew what this meant. They had to investigate further. But how? The core was thousands of kilometers beneath their feet, under pressures and temperatures that no human-made device could withstand for long. "We'll start with unmanned probes," Linnea declared. "We need to understand this reactor. What it's doing, why it's still running, and who built it. If we can decode the mechanism, we might find answers to questions we haven't even thought to ask yet." Raj frowned. "And if it's failing?" Linnea didn't respond immediately. She glanced back at the monitor, watching the rhythmic pulse that had disrupted everything she thought she knew about the Earth. "Then we need to find a way to fix it," she said quietly. "Or we won't be walking on this planet much longer." Global leaders convened, a coalition of governments and private organizations, united by a singular goal: stabilize the reactor beneath Earth's surface before it was too late. The news of the discovery had spread like wildfire, and the world's response was swift. The stakes were clear, but the technical hurdles were monumental. A planet's fate hung in the balance. Linnea Hawthorne found herself at the center of a massive operation. The first challenge was the design of the fusion stabilizer, a piece of technology capable of interacting with the alien reactor. It would need to withstand extreme heat, pressure, and radiation while delivering precise adjustments to the reactor's energy output. The best minds from across the globe were brought in: engineers, physicists, mathematicians, and even military strategists, each contributing their expertise. Despite their collective brilliance, the task at hand seemed insurmountable. The alien technology was so advanced, it might as well have been magic. "We can't just throw technology at this problem," Linnea said during one of the strategy meetings. "We need to understand how it works, how to communicate with it. This reactor doesn't operate like anything we've studied." Her words weighed heavily in the room. But then, one of the senior engineers, Dr. Emil Becker, offered a breakthrough. What if the reactor operates on a frequency we don't know how to communicate with yet? Like an alien signal we haven't decoded? Linnea's eyes widened. Yes, exactly. We need to think beyond machines. We're dealing with an energy field, something alive, perhaps. It's not just a matter of physical controls. It's a matter of harmonizing with it. With this new direction, the team adapted. They began focusing not just on the technological aspects, but also on the energy signature, the frequency of the reactor's pulse. They needed to create a system that could tune into the reactor's unique energy. They weren't just building a machine, they were crafting an interface. The clock was ticking. As the team worked day and night, geological instability on Earth began to increase. Volcanic activity spiked. Earthquakes became more frequent and violent. Magnetic anomalies appeared, disrupting communications around the globe. Every tremor, every shift of the Earth was a reminder of the disaster that loomed closer. The stabilizer isn't ready, Dr. Becker reported one evening, his voice heavy with exhaustion. We're running out of time. Linnea stood before the team, feeling the weight of their collective burden. We don't have the luxury of time. We have one shot at this, and we need to take it. The final design of the stabilizer was nothing short of remarkable. It was a fusion of human and alien technology, a hybrid solution born out of sheer desperation and brilliance. The stabilizer would use a new kind of energy converter that could tune to the core's frequency, adjusting its output in real time to match the reactor's fluctuations. It was both a miracle and a gamble. On the eve of the launch, Linnea addressed the team. We're not just saving the planet. We're proving that humanity is capable of overcoming any obstacle, no matter how impossible it may seem. We've faced extinction before, but we keep going. We keep fighting. Her words ignited a fire in the hearts of everyone in the room. Despite the fear, despite the unknowns, they were ready to act. They would either save the Earth or they would die trying. As the stabilizer was loaded onto the delivery system, a deep sense of resolve settled over Linnea. She knew the odds were against them, but humanity had always been defined by its refusal to quit. And now, with the fate of the world hanging by a thread, they would prove it once again.